Hello and welcome to this Pick a Card Tarot reading. This reading is mainly for high school students and college students because we will be dealing with more academic subjects. If you're a middle schooler or somebody who's below the age of a high schooler, maybe this tarot reading won't be for you. And if you are currently not enrolled in school, perhaps you've graduated already, you absolutely can check out this reading. I just don't know how helpful it would be to you. If you would like to watch a tarot video of mine, you are free to check out any other videos on my channel. I would really encourage that. It really helps me out a lot, and I would like to offer you the best advice that I can. So my first tarot deck here is the Kawaii Tarot deck with this multicolored bracelet. Oops, let me fix that. And then I have the Modern Witch Tarot deck with this other multicolored bracelet. They're all bracelets. And then I have the Ukiyo-e Tarot deck with this pink bracelet right here. All of these bracelets were gifted to me. I've never actually worn them, so their energy may be a little bit more clear or might even be a little bit more muddy. So if you need to take the time to meditate and decide which card you would like to choose, I encourage you to do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Kawaii Tarot deck with this multicolored bracelet. It's broken. Again, I haven't worn it before, so it doesn't, I don't know. The energy might be a little strange. Let's just jump right into your reading. This is an academic reading, so I'm just going to do a very general question first and then try to get more specific as questions arise. So the first question I'm going to ask is how this academic year is going to go for you, and that's very general, so eventually we'll work into the specifics. We got the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords. Okay, so there might be a lot of like movement. Maybe your classes change up a lot, or and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Huh. I'm not gonna lie to you, Pile 1. I don't really like this Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, Pile 1, what I'm seeing for your reading in the general sense is that this year, maybe you're going into it, or if you've already started, you're feeling a lot of worry and fear. And this could be due to because we just haven't been in person for a very long time. And so suddenly being around a bunch of new students and teachers can be very stressful, which is so totally understandable. Like, that's kind of how I feel too. This Five of Swords here is talking about how you might compensate for this new feeling with just working a little bit too hard with your studies, and perhaps even you feel like you're competing with other people in regards of academic achievement. So this card is really advising you to kind of lay back a little bit. Like, don't let your pride get the best of you is mainly what this card is talking about. And this Ace of Cups, I feel like, relates to that Five of Swords in the sense that if you continue to be challenging to other people's achievements or how they study or how long they study, you might lose some friends because of that. And that's really scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. This school year seems hard. I know people who are going back to school. I'm going back to school. Everyone's super stressed about it. So this Nine of Swords, feeling stressed about going back, is absolutely valid. But please don't try to defeat other people as a way of compensating. Does that make sense? We don't want to bulldoze over other people because we might end up more lonely because of it. There's also a good chance that perhaps you're going to meet people who are a little bit bossy or intimidating. Perhaps it's a teacher that you don't particularly like. Again, I would recommend killing them with kindness, almost like taking a step back is what I'm getting. Let's look at what kind of advice I can offer you for this year. What advice can I offer Pile 1 for their school year? Okay, we got the, was that 6? Yeah, 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, one of you might be an air sign or live in a place that has a lot of wind. I don't know why. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Wands. I like this Ace of Wands. I think it's interesting that it falls under the other ace. So these two could definitely be related. This is the advice column here. Right here is the advice column. Okay, Pile 1, in terms of advice, what I would like to offer you is this 6 of Swords in reverse is talking about how it will be really important for you to focus on what you're gaining from being in school. Like, I know a lot of us don't like being in school, and I feel like this pile especially does not feel like they want to be in school. I would say a helpful tip is to focus on the fact that at least you're learning something, at least your brain is growing, at least you're coming out a more knowledgeable person. This 6 of Cups, kind of what I was relating, 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, is relating to what I was talking about with this 5 of Swords. It is very important for us to not compete with the other people. It's very important for us to be accepting of their achievements, accepting of our own achievements, and to remember that just because somebody else is achieving something doesn't mean that you are less because of it. You absolutely are an amazing person. And it's time to realize that we can be this amazing person without putting other people down. Not to say that you are putting other people down, but I'm just saying it might kind of feel like we're not exactly getting excited over what other people are achieving in school. And this Ace of Wands, what I was talking about earlier with this 6 of Swords in reverse, finding classes that you enjoy, if you haven't started already and are registering, find some classes that you enjoy, or find something about the classes you're already in that you can find enjoyable. So perhaps like maybe the classroom is appealing, or the teacher's nice, or you have friends in that class. It's really important to go at this year with a new level of enthusiasm. This is talking about, it's an ace card, so it's talking about new beginnings. And this is a really exciting card to get. I really like the Ace of Wands. I think it's super cute. The best thing that we can do for this school year is to go at it with some new enthusiasm. The next question I would like to ask is what kind of friendships or relationships we're going to get out of this school year. What kind of relationships or friendships are we going to get out of this school year? Ooh, I like it. The Wheel of Fortune. Such a cute card. Oop. Oh, okay, that was a lot. Okay, we got the 4 of Cups in reverse. We got the Sun and the 3 of Cups. Okay, there's a lot going on here. I don't feel like that one's right. We'll just stick with those 4. Okay, so what I'm getting from this Wheel of Fortune, Pile 1, is that you're gonna kind of go through several friends this year. So like perhaps you might have on and off again friendships, or you make a friend in the beginning of the year and then by the end of the year you're not necessarily friends. Not to say that you're like enemies or anything, but just maybe you don't have the same classes, so you communicate less. So you kind of go through cycles of friendships. This 3 of Cups though is talking about how you may be part of a group that you really like, or perhaps when you're working on a project you get put with people that actually assist in the project and they kind of support each other in a way. This Sun in reverse though, I'm not gonna lie to you, it does talk about like loneliness. So perhaps there are many times throughout the year where you feel lonely. In fact, now that I'm looking at the way that I place these cards, I'm thinking perhaps you're entering the year feeling lonely, and then you'll go through cycles where you're trying to meet the people that fit you and that you can engage freely with, and you just go through cycles of trying to figure out who the people are. And then we get to this 3 of Cups and it's like, oh, I just found a group of people that I think could really like fill me up emotionally or mentally. This 4 of Cups though, I'm kind of thinking perhaps the universe is giving you a lot of opportunities to increase your relationships with these people, and perhaps you're not seeing it at first, or it'll take a while before you realize, like, oh, these are my ride or die people. I really like these people, and these people can help make my year a whole lot better. So I would really encourage that. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be like your peers, it could be some teachers. I do feel like, though, for a lot of you, this is specifically relating to your other classmates. Another way to look at this, if this resonates more with you, is to go, sun, you start with the loneliness, you cycle through the friends, you kind of get lost in this cycle and then don't realize that the universe is offering you stuff. Relationships, I mean, not just stuff. And then the Three of Cups is like, oh, I finally see what happened, and these are my live or die people. It could be that way for you, or it could be the Sun, Wheel of Fortune, Three of Cups, Four of Cups. So my advice for that would be to focus more on, it's going to be kind of tough because you're going to be cycling through these people. I would suggest don't give up in trying to find the right people, because I promise you, finding the right people in any situation can make it so much better. It can make it so much more enjoyable. I really promise you that. I used to have a job where I hated it, but every Sunday when I worked, this other guy worked, and we clicked, and it was nice to have that. It made me want to go to work more. And so I would recommend trying to find the people that fit you. Now I'm gonna try to figure out what the hardest part and what the greatest part of the year is going to be. What's the hardest part of the year going to be? Let's see. Oh, okay. This is the hardest part. And this is the best part. Awesome. Okay, so the hardest part, kind of what I was talking to about earlier, about how we need to focus more on what brings us enthusiasm. So like friends, or finding places within the classroom that make us more excited to go. This is talking about how the hardest part is going to be finding that beauty and finding that hope. That's the hardest challenge, but I promise you, when you get over that, this Ace of Wands is such a beautiful card, and I promise you this can offer you something super amazing. We just have to kind of trick our brain into noticing that there is good in every situation. I know that school sucks. It is not something that I'm excited to start again, but I really do feel like, Pawan, it's essential for you to try to find something that encourages you to stay in school and to continue going to class. Because some of these cards suggest that maybe you lose motivation to go to class very often, or it's difficult for you to go to class as often as you need to. But finding the right people and finding the right situations, I promise, is going to help so much. Sorry, Pawan, I needed to get a drink of water, so that's why I kind of cut out before I started talking about the King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles in reverse is suggesting that perhaps the highlight of your year is that you begin to focus more on what's bringing you financial gain. That hasn't really been something I've been talking about, so this card feels a little strange to me. I'm going to draw another card just to kind of see if I can find something that would perhaps help in this situation. Let's see here. Yeah, I feel like perhaps with this King of Pentacles and this Two of Wands that I just drew, the highlight of your year could be that you are realizing that you hold a lot of power over other people, and that kind of what I was talking about with this Five of Swords. Perhaps some of you do realize that, oh, I shouldn't be bulldozing over other people. Like, they can have their achievements too, and I can have mine. They have their power, I have mine. And that, I feel like, is what's going to lead you to this Ace of Wands and this Three of Cups. Because when you stop steamrolling over everyone and you kind of just let them be, they tend to gravitate towards you more. So that's what I have to offer you in terms of the tarot. I'm going to draw from the Secret Animal Oracle deck and see what other advice I can offer you. Let's see. Advice for pile 1. This card is so hard for me to shuffle because they're so big. Like, I love the art styles and how easy they are to read, but it hurts my hand. Okay, let's draw. We got the Gaia. Ooh, this is talking about harmony, abundance, wholeness, forgiveness. I'm just gonna put that right in front of the relationship part. And then we also have the Golden Orb Spider. Messenger, balance, awareness, design. I'll put that right there. Okay. Let's talk about the Gaia. Harmony, abundance, wholeness, forgiveness. This is, again, what I was talking about earlier about finding harmony with the other people around you, like letting them be and realizing that we all have our own achievements. We all need to do our own thing, and realizing that you can feel whole and let other people feel whole at the same time. And that's going to bring you a great abundance with the friends. Perhaps what you need to look for is forgiveness for yourself and learn to forgive other people. It kind of feels like perhaps there's somebody in your year who you feel like, if you're not the one steamrolling, perhaps somebody is steamrolling over you, and it kind of feels like it's hard to forgive them. Forgiving them does not mean that you are best friends now. It just means like you are no longer gonna feel sad about what they did, and you are no longer going to hold resentment. That's all that means, and that is a really freeing thing, so I hope that we can achieve that. Looking at this Golden Orb Spider, Messenger, balance, awareness, design, this relates to what I was talking about earlier, is realizing like, oh, the universe is offering me these friends, I need to stick with them, or bringing awareness that we need to give other people their space to live and to achieve. So that's the kind of year I'm getting for you, pile 1. I hope that it does go well, and I hope you learn a lot, and I hope you get out of this year smarter and in one piece. Thank you so much for watching my readings. I hope that you check out more videos of mine. Please like and subscribe so that I can get more tarot decks and more oracle decks. I would love to play around with more designs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and see you next time. Hello, pile 2. You chose the Modern Witch Tarot deck with this multicolored bracelet here. Again, I haven't worn these bracelets, so either their energy is very clear or might be a little bit muddied, so I encourage you, if something doesn't feel right about this reading, to absolutely go back and maybe check out another reading if something else maybe resonated with you. This is an academic reading, so I'm going to start with, I'm mainly going to, let me restart that sentence. This is an academic reading, so it mainly applies to college students and high school students. I'm going to start with a very general reading, and then I'm going to go into more specifics. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what kind of year is this going to be for you? I know that's very broad. We got the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Wands. I'm going to draw one more card. And the King of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so one of the things I've noticed is that there are 2 cups here. Although one of them is in reverse. So that's something to note. Okay, pile 2, what I see for your reading, back to what I was saying about the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups and how that was worth mentioning, it's important to note that these kind of contradict each other, because this Knight of Cups in reverse is talking about maybe like a moodiness or lashing out. And that's not to say that you are going to be lashing out or that you're going to be moody. It's just saying like there's going to be some sort of negative energy regarding emotions, and it might drain onto you a little bit. However, this Eight of Wands is talking about making busy movement. So if you have not started school yet, then perhaps this is a sign that your schedule is going to be very busy and it's going to be kind of a change that is unexpected. Well, not unexpected, but it's very sudden. It's like, whoa, you know? So I'm thinking perhaps the advice from this card is like, buckle down and like, let's get started, let's do it. And this King of Cups is suggesting that perhaps because of this action that you're taking towards school, people turn to you for advice. That's kind of what I'm getting. Or maybe you are generous in who you offer advice to. Let's kind of see what kind of advice they're gonna be asking you for. What advice is pile 2 being asked for? Okay, the Queen, interesting. Okay, there's a lot of cup action. So maybe you are a water sign, or you live in a place where there's a lot of rain or lakes or rivers or something with water. Water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So perhaps you're one of those. By the way, this is off topic, but I love Cancers and Pisces. So if you are a Cancer or Pisces, like, hello, and hello to Scorpios too. But like Pisces and Cancers kind of hit different for me. Yes, so I feel like people are asking you, maybe if you have like a really good skincare routine, perhaps they're asking you for the skincare routine, or they're asking you advice about how to handle the emotions that come towards you. I'm thinking the Knight of Cups could be signaling that you are an emotional person, and that's not a bad thing at all. It just means like maybe you're a little bit more sensitive to the moods of people around you. And so perhaps people notice that and you handle it very well with this King of Cups, and they want to know how they can also navigate the school year with self-love and self-care if you're good at that, or just having a general sense of authority. Maybe they want to know how they can hold their ground in situations where it feels a little bit emotional. So maybe you get a lot of questions like, oh my God, how do you do that? You handle yourself so well. How do you do that? Perhaps that is what's happening. That's really cool, by the way. That's such a hard thing to handle, so I applaud you for that. I would like to talk about the kind of relationships that you will gain from, that's kind of a lot of cards, that you will gain from the school year. Sorry, I know I keep repeating myself. It's hard for me to think and shuffle at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna draw one more card. Well, yeah, one more card. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. I know I said I was gonna only draw one card, but I feel like this Ace of Swords is important, but I don't know why. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Let's pull that up a little bit. My bad. Okay. Okay, so talking about this Queen of Wands here, I feel like you'll meet somebody, or it could be a group of people who have the same energy, but you're gonna meet somebody who is very optimistic and driven by their academic success, and they're very independent. You definitely notice this person when you walk in the room, because I feel like this person is somebody who, it's a queen card, so they take charge, you know, they got some sense of regality behind them. I do feel like this is a person who is very independent and does their own thing, but academically they're very smart. This is technically supposed to be the Ten of Swords in reverse. It just says everything is fine on it because that was just the art style of this deck and I thought it was cute, so I kept it. But it's in reverse, so perhaps for a long time you had been putting off finding friends or building relationships at school, or it just had been a little bit harder for you and you had kind of ignored it for a long time. This is kind of saying that we can't do that anymore, you know? It's in reverse, so the swords are gonna fall out of her instead of in her. It just might take a while. So I'm thinking that perhaps it won't be at the beginning of the year necessarily where you meet this Queen of Wands person. It might be later into the year when all the swords have fallen out. Speaking of swords, this Ace of Swords in reverse is talking about how, I don't know why, but I feel like this person, the Queen of Wands, is somebody who fogs your brain a little bit, not in a bad way, but it just kind of like deters you from focusing on your schoolwork. So for example, like, you know, when you're in class with your best friend and you can't get anything done because you guys are talking and laughing and stuff like that. I don't know why I feel like that's what this is. The Seven of Pentacles is also talking about how, like, there's been a loss of effort in school. So I feel like this Queen of Wands is somebody who you will really cherish outside of school, but inside of school, this is a person who distracts you academically. So I would suggest maybe noticing when that's happening and pulling yourself back into your schoolwork. I didn't do that, so of course, if you don't do that, it's not a big deal. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to encourage people to not focus on their work, you know what I mean? I'm gonna talk about, I'm just gonna draw one card real quick. I want to see academically how your success is gonna be. I want to see if we're getting good grades this year or not, you know what I mean? Are we getting good grades this year? How are we doing? Okay. That was, wow. My bad. That was totally on me. Ooh, 4 of Wands. Sick. Okay, let me fix this mess that I made here. So we got the 4 of Wands. Let's see. I don't know what this means in an academic sense. Let me consult my book here. 4 of Wands. In the upright position, though. That's cute. Okay. Yeah, so it does seem like academically we'll be successful. Perhaps we're not getting straight A's, but, like, we pass. I feel like there are some A's. I just feel like it's going to be mainly, like, B's or C's or a combination of B's, C's, and A's. But we definitely pass. And it kind of feels like if you are with this Queen of Wands person and you can kind of manage how you distract each other during class, perhaps they can help you. Perhaps sometimes they help you in school, because this card, as you can see, there's 2 people walking together, they're together. I feel like you'll get help this year, like somebody's gonna help you get the grades that you are getting. It might not be the Queen of Wands, it could just be like a teacher or a tutor that you have, but it's definitely somebody's like carrying you along and being like, yeah, we got this together, boo, like, we got it, is what I'm getting. I'm gonna pull 2 cards and see what the highlight of the year is gonna be, and then what the darkest part of the year is gonna be. What's the highlight of the year? Highlight of the year. Okay. We got Temperance. That's the highlight of our year. I love that. Such a good. That's also the only major arcana card. So I feel like the highlight of this year is going to be really big and it's going to be really, really nice. That's so exciting. Ooh, I love it. Let's see what the darkest part is, though. A little bit less exciting. The 9 of Wands. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm seeing from this Temperance card is that we kind of find a balance here between, earlier I was talking about how perhaps you had been putting off finding friendship for a while, either because you didn't think you needed them, or it was too hard to find friends, or whatever the issue was, and how I was talking about how that's gonna end very slowly. I feel like when you find the balance between your school life and your social life, that is the highest part of your year. I really feel like that's, and it's gonna be such a good feeling. It really is. You can see like the sun in the background. It's so nice. This water is still, there are sunflowers. It's colorful. It's great. I feel like you're gonna find a nice balance between school life and social life. As far as this 9 of Wands goes, I'm consulting my book here. I feel like there's going to be a part of you that is feeling like you don't have control over your life in school, or perhaps school is a great source of fear for you at one point. And that's really scary because I have such a vendetta against schools who provoke fear in their students. Like, that is not your job. Like, stop. So I'm sorry that you will have to go through that period of it, and it could be because there's a bully. I really hope there's not, but if there is, I'm sorry. And if there is a bully, this Queen of Wands person, I feel like would really like to support you. They might even stand up for you at times, and that's so exciting. I I was thinking, this cat, maybe you're like the person that they protect, or you're like the person they kind of keep around, and enjoy your presence. So I'm sorry about this Knight of Wands in reverse. I hope things get better for you. It seems like it will. This Temperance card feels like it's more near at the end of the year. And that's really exciting because at least you can end the year on a positive note, even if it had kind of like a rocky start. I'm going to pull from the Secret Animals Oracle deck and see what other advice I can offer you. We pulled a lot of cards, so this is just the final messages. That if you're going to remember anything from this, remember the Oracle deck. Let's see what advice I can offer you. I don't know why. I've been seeing a lot of like sun and sunflowers and lions. I feel like this isn't about the Oracle deck, but also it kind of is because this is a line. Channeling the strength to push through the year and stand strong against if there are bullies. I feel like that's a really good advice. I feel like that's coming through for a lot of you. I don't know why that just hit me so hard like a train. I was like, whoa, I need to say this. I love when that happens. Let's see anything. Okay. We have the Eagle, Vision, Freedom, Authority, Inspiration. I'll put that there. And the White Pelican, Ease, Optimism, Grace, Cooperation. I'll put that there. Alrighty, let's talk about these cards. The Eagle card is perhaps talking about how we need to find the freedom to feel like we have a place in the school. Does that make sense? I feel like this authority is talking about how, again, in the case that there are bullies or people who don't really respect you, we need to find the power and the strength, like what I was talking about earlier, to stand up against them and give ourselves a little bit more freedom. I feel like these bullies, if there are people like that in your school, or there's some sort of situation in your school that makes you feel like you have a lack of freedom, I think it's important to realize that nobody can really take away our power unless we let them. So I'm not saying to like tell off your teachers, I'm just saying to like console yourself in the sense that they are not going to be around you forever, and you do not have to feel like you are less than them. Again, don't just start telling off your teachers, but that's what I'm getting. This Ease, Optimism, Grace, and Cooperation card that I'm getting, have faith that this Nine of Wands period is going to end. Have faith that something great is going to come along, and you're going to meet somebody who really you work well with, and they are with you, and they can kind of ease the situation a little bit. I feel like academically, they might not be the best person to help a lot of you because you might want to giggle and laugh with them. Other people, sure, they'll be like a nice influence on you, but that's what I'm getting. Alrighty. Well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope your school year goes well. It seems like it's going to end up very well, and that's super exciting. Thanks for checking out my video. Please feel free to check out my other videos if you would like some other types of readings. Please like and subscribe so that I can get more tarot decks and more oracle cards. I would really, really love to like play around with new designs. So with that, I thank you. I hope you have a good day and see you soon. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your academic year reading. You chose the Ukiyo-e Tarot deck with this pink bracelet. I'd like to mention again that I have not worn this bracelet. So the energy could either be very clear or it could be very muddled. Also, please excuse my voice. I've been talking a lot. The readings that I've been doing have been a little bit long. So my voice is a little bit scratchy and I may need to take a lot of cuts so that I can take a break, get some water, and make sure my voice doesn't sound horrendous to listen to. Again, this is an academic reading. I've said that like maybe 5 times now. So it's mainly only for college students and teenagers. If you are not in that age range, please feel free to check out another video of mine if you would like, or find another reading that is more suitable to you in your situation. Because I don't think my advice would be applying to you. So I'm going to start this reading with a very general question and then starting to get more specific. So we'll start with that. What is the year going to look like for Pile 3? What is their academic year going to look like? I love shuffling this deck, by the way. It's like so, I don't know what it is. It just feels nice. It's like glossy and I like it. Okay, what kind of year is this gonna be for? Okay, we got the Four of Cups in reverse. I'll draw this one. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. I'm gonna get one more card. Oh, that one flew out. What is this? The Six of Pentacles. Sorry. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Okay, so one of the things I've noticed, 2 Pentacle cards. Perhaps you are an earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Perhaps you are one of those. Oh, okay, Pile 3. So one of the things I am learning based off of the cards is that it might feel like there are several issues that apply to different aspects of the year. So for example, this Four of Cups is talking about, let me pick it up. This Four of Cups in reverse is talking about how perhaps we're kind of in a daze. The year kind of feels like it's a daze where we are not realizing that the universe is giving us these things, or maybe even the universe is giving us a lot of things and we're kind of like, ooh, I have all these things now, I must be so great. We need to kind of snap out of that. It's not to say that you're not going to be successful, because I do feel like this card shows a little bit of success coming your way, so that's exciting. But we first got to snap out of a daze. Perhaps we feel like that's our goal. And I feel like that kind of applies to this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is talking about overspending or overindulging. And so perhaps that could apply to the school year in the fact that you are working too much and it's affecting your academic success, or you're taking on too many projects at school or extra credit work, and it doesn't really help you. It actually works in your detriment. So I would say whichever thing kind of resonates, like maybe you're working too much or you're taking on too many projects or homework, maybe take a step back. And this Six of Pentacles in reverse is talking about, again, like if we're overspending or overindulging, we might fall into some kind of debt, or we miss out on other work that we were supposed to do. So I feel like this year is kind of going to be a struggle to balance our gifts and what we can achieve. Like I feel like the Four of Cups is talking about how we have great abilities to do things, but we kind of get caught in this hubris state where we just want to achieve everything we can, and it's actually like maybe we're missing assignments, or we're spending too much time at work, or Something like that is kind of what I'm getting. Some of us might even get fired from work, and I'm sorry if that's the case for you. That's not the message I want to be bringing you, but I feel like that just kind of came up and I was like, I have to say it. So let's see what kind of advice I can offer for you in terms of balancing. Like, what can pile 3 do to balance out this work? Because it does feel like you are a smart person, and so you feel like you can take on all these projects and do well. You might even think it will be such a great boost to your grades, but I feel like in actuality you might not get all the work done, is what I'm getting. Perhaps it's a little bit too much. Like, this might be your first year in either high school or college, or you just started becoming an upperclassman or something and the work's suddenly a lot harder and you weren't ready for it. That's kind of what I'm getting. Because I remember when I first went into high school and I was a freshman, I was like, yeah, I've been going about school, not using my brain, I just get the work done and that's it. And then I got into high school and it's like, oh, I have to use my brain now. So perhaps that is a lesson for you. Queen of Pentacles, interesting, more Pentacles, yeah. One of you is definitely an earth sign. Love it. Let's see, any other advice? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Let's look at this Queen of Pentacles. So this is definitely talking about, this card is actually really amazing. I just consulted my book. This card is definitely talking about, when it's in the reverse position that it is, it's talking about overcommitting to something. And you've definitely, I feel like this year is going to be something where you've bitten off more than you can chew. And so the advice, again, that I would offer you is to look out for your own mental health. Like, if you're taking these projects because you feel like you can or because you need to be doing better, give yourself a break, because your mental health will always come first. I would also suggest perhaps reaching out for help. So like, if you do end up taking on a project that you can't complete by yourself, maybe asking somebody to help you complete it would be a good idea. Because I definitely feel like a lot of you are going to take on a lot of projects. So asking for help or learning in the future, like saying no to taking some of the work, would be very beneficial to you. And I feel like when you do that, your grades will actually prosper a lot more. Like, I know that sounds incorrect. Like, how can doing less work make my grades better? But it's talking about how, like, if you take on too much work, the assignments are probably going to be late, or you're going to forget one of the things that you needed to do, or you can't get the projects turned in on time. So again, being late. I don't know why I repeat myself so much. I don't know why I am the way that I am. But yeah, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. Let's see. I feel like I just need to draw one card to see what kind of projects we're talking about here. Like, this could be work, or it could be school for some of you. Like, maybe you take on more hours at work and you realize, oh, wait, that clashes with my school schedule. Let's see. Yeah, they're definitely big projects. And they're definitely things where you're kind of like having to busy think, busy move. So watch out for things where they really, watch out for projects. Give me a second. I don't know why my brain stopped. Perhaps that's the way that you might feel if you take on too many projects. Your brain just kind of stops. I feel like that's actually what this is talking about. So I'm glad that happened. That actually helped a little bit. Let's see. I want to ask the question about what kind of relationships you would gain from this year. What kind of relationships are we experiencing this year, pile 3? Let's see. And this could be with like a peer or a teacher or a principal, a counselor. Ooh. We got the Hermit. Okay. And we got the Moon in reverse, which is interesting. The Moon, by the way, is the Pisces card. So if you're a Pisces, hey. The Hermit is Virgo, so again, an earth sign. So hey, Virgos. I love saying hi to all the signs that could be here. I don't know why. I'm gonna draw 2 more cards because I've been drawing 4. It's interesting though because this one feels more like you really only need these 2 to look at. So perhaps like this year, maybe the relationships aren't as important as the projects that we're dealing with, or perhaps the relationships are at a state where you're already really comfortable with them, so they don't really need change or advice because you're just kind of comfortable with what's going on. I'm still going to draw 2 more cards though, just in case that doesn't apply to everyone. That is the 8 of Swords in reverse. And one more, please. The 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Fun. Okay, so what I'm noticing about the Hermit card is talking about introspection, meditation, and focusing on the inner self. So I feel like kind of what I was saying earlier about how maybe these are the only 2 cards that you need to be looking at. Perhaps this year is not the time to be focusing on making a lot of new friends. And that's not to say that you can't make new friends, because having a good support group is always beneficial. I'm just saying like perhaps that's not the focus of this year. Perhaps it's more of like figuring out how to say no to things, figuring out your own self-worth, figuring out whatever it is you need to learn is what I'm getting. And this Moon card in reverse is talking about, when it's in the upright position, it's definitely talking about trusting the intuition. So perhaps when we meet people this year, it kind of feels like perhaps they are not being their truth self. Perhaps we don't know what their true intentions are. I'm consulting my book because I don't know what the Moon in reverse necessarily means in this position. Yeah, it's definitely talking about how perhaps the people around you are, you feel concerned about how they affect you or something, or again, perhaps making new friends is not your concern. I don't know, it feels more like these are the 2 major arcana cards in the entire reading so far. So I feel like definitely introspection is needed right now, focusing on ourselves and saying no to the projects and realizing that like people aren't always what they seem. We're a little apprehensive and we should typically trust that apprehension because it's a sign our body is giving us to maybe not trust this person. And I want to clarify really quickly, when I say don't take on any projects, I don't mean never take a project. I'm just saying don't take off too many. Like maybe do extra credit work like once a week or maybe twice a month or something, if you are a person who really likes extra credit work, which I feel like is a lot of you. This 8 of Swords in reverse is kind of telling me how, again, what I was talking about earlier, I feel like there's not really a need to change how our relationships are. There's not really a need to charge ahead and form new relationships with people when we have all that we need. And this 3 of Pentacles in reverse is again telling me like there are people who will help you, but oftentimes it kind of feels like we're on our own this year. And not in a lonely way. It doesn't feel lonely. It just kind of feels like I'm comfortable where I'm at, and having the people that are already around me is enough for me, is what I'm getting. It might also feel like some people are reluctant to help you in your work, which I feel like was needed with this Queen of Pentacles. And if you do take on more than you can chew, asking for help was the answer. But I'm thinking for a lot of you, that's not the best way to do it. I feel like for a lot of you, it's your time to handle the situations by yourself. Does that make sense? Like it's up, you're the only person who can say no to taking on the projects. your teachers aren't going to tell you no. Your friends can't control what you do. So it's really up to you, I feel like, this year. And please don't take that as like you're lonely, because in no way do I feel like you are going to be lonely this year. I feel like you're going to be very content in your social life. I'm going to ask 2 more questions, and I'm going to see what the highlight of the year is going to be and what the lowest point of the year is going to be, so that we can kind of prepare ourselves for it. That's the highlight. There's so many pentacles. I really feel like somebody here is an earth sign, for sure. That's the 9 of Pentacles in the upright position, by the way. Let's see what the lowest point is. Oop, 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 oop. The Tower. Ooh. Dang. Dang, son. This fell out. I just kind of want to see what it is. Oh, what is that? The 9 of Swords. Ooh, these are 2 9s. Interesting. I just kind of want to see what it was. I don't really feel like that card's necessarily important. Okay, so what I'm seeing with this 9 of Pentacles here, this card, if I can pick it up. I'm consulting my book again because I'm unfamiliar. Okay, there's gonna be a time, if you follow the advice of the Queen of Pentacles and you are not taking on as many projects, you're gonna come across a period of comfort and peace. Your grades are doing fine, you're stable, everything's doing well. It's also talking about a solitary happiness. So again, what I was talking about is not necessarily relying on the other people. You know what I mean? It kind of feels like this is a year where you're on your own, but it's a comforting feeling. And you're definitely gonna get good grades if you focus on not taking too much, and it's gonna make you feel very comfortable in your position. This Tower, though, I'm feeling like something very sudden and unexpected is going to occur, and it's going to be a very big change. It doesn't, and the thing about the Tower is it's so unexpected. Like, how do we predict lightning? Like, especially that strong of lightning, like, we can't really. This is definitely a card that's saying the rug is going to be swept out from underneath you, for sure. And that could be the realization that, oh my god, I have so much work, I can't possibly, like, whoa, my grades are gonna diminish, my grades are gonna fail, and I'm not gonna graduate, or I'm not gonna pass, or it's gonna feel like that. But again, the highlight of the year, this comfort, I feel like if we channel the Queen of Pentacles energy and just kind of like lay back a little bit, I feel like this 9 of Pentacles is going to come really easy. And the thing about the Tower is it's a really misunderstood card. Of course, it's scary and it's hard and it's a big change that we need to accept. But the Tower always signifies a great realization. It's kind of like a rebirth of our mind. Like, we realize something and now we are going to take action into not repeating the same action if it was a negative action, or we're going to take more positive steps to ensure greatness. And another thing, sorry, I keep getting about this card, I don't know why. Another thing about the Tower card is that towers don't typically fall unless they weren't stable enough to begin with. So I feel like whatever has changed this year or will change was never meant to be in the first place. I feel like it wasn't gonna stand. It was kind of built on like a false belief or a lie. Like, again, talking about the projects, like, you perhaps falsely believed that you could handle all of it. And so that tower was never gonna stay. It's not a surprise that it fell down. And the great thing about that is that gives us the knowledge to build a more sturdy foundation and build a tower that is stronger and less likely to fall down. You know what I mean? So I actually really like the Tower card because of that. Like, it's scary, but it's for your own good. It's for the greater good. I'm going to draw from the Secret Animal Oracle deck and see what other advice I can offer you. If you forget any of what I said today, at least try to remember the Oracle deck and this Queen of Pentacles and the Tower. Let's see. Oh, okay. That really shut out. We have the Orange Blossom Jellyfish, Transparency, Sensitivity, Surrender, Illumination. And the Crayfish, Protection, Perseverance, Vulnerability, Regeneration. Ooh, I feel like the regeneration applies to the Tower. Okay, in terms of the Orange Blossom Jellyfish, what I was talking about earlier about surrendering yourself to the feeling that we don't have to be the one who takes on everything. You know what I mean? Like, realizing that we do not have to be the person who is constantly working, because that can be detrimental, one, to your health, to your emotional state, your mental state, and even your grades in this case. So surrendering yourself to that feeling of relaxation and comfort, and realizing, again, illuminating the issue. And I understand that for a lot of you, it's going to be really, really hard to not take on so much work. And perhaps I could bring up a lot of emotions. And your emotions, every emotion anybody ever feels is valid. But it's not in your best interest to work nonstop. This crayfish is talking about protection, perseverance, vulnerability, regeneration. I feel like that's talking about how when this tower falls, you're going to feel very vulnerable and maybe even a little bit helpless. It's very important to, whatever you took on, do your best to finish it, and just know that next time you are offered an extra credit project or something that is a little bit too much, you can rebuild up your tower and be like, no, that's a little bit much. I need time to rest and I need to focus on the assignments that were not extra credit. You know what I mean? So protecting your energy in that sense is what I feel like is really, really important. Well, that's all I have for you. So thank you so much for checking in with this reading. I hope this year goes well for you, and I hope you can channel this Nine of Pentacles energy, because that is such a comforting card. That is such a like I'm set card, you know what I mean? Please like and subscribe so that I can get more tarot decks and oracle decks. I would love to play around with different designs, and I just feel like it's so much fun to interpret the cards based on just how they look, you know what I mean? I like looking at them, and I want to bring that experience to you as well. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I hope your day goes well. I hope this year brings you joy, and I will see you next time. Bye.